Hello everyone, welcome to the session. So this is day 4 of Decoding Aeon essays for CAT 2025. ये जो series हमने start की थी, the main aim of the series was to make you comfortable with really uncomfortable passages, okay? And the most uncomfortable source which everybody had always complained of is मैम Aeon, right? हमको Aeon essays समझ में नहीं आते. पहले तो यही समझ में नहीं आता मैम कि इतना लंबा, मतलब अभी जो मैंने essay लाया है, originally that is also 4,000 words, and that's like equivalent to reading, like 5 or 6, more than 6 actually, 6 or 7 CAT RC passages. So should we read such a long article? So yes, guys, you should read Aeon, okay, because Aeon gives you really diverse sources. It really enhances your vocabulary, will really enhance your reading skills. But yes, you don't have to read the entire 4,000 word article. As we discussed, you read the first section and the last section of the A1 article. It's always divided into sections, वो मैंने आपको दिखाया भी था. Or you can tackle the second and the last section. तो वो आप decide कर सकते हो based on, थोड़ा सा first para of the first section पढ़ के आपको लगता है कि if it's more of a story or more of a personal experience and the real, matter begins in the second section, then you start with the second section. But yes, you should be able to read approximately 600 to 700 words, and that's what I've been doing, condensing these Aeon passages for you. So guys, please make sure that you practice daily reading, okay? That's very important because a lot of you are now, at the crossroad of your CAT preparation, और अभी आपको ये सब दिक्कतें आने लग गई होगी कि RCs में बहुत टाइम लग रहा है, accuracy नहीं आ रही है, कैसे कैसे पढ़े, कहाँ से पढ़े, and all of these questions. So guys, first step is daily reading. Okay, hello Kunal, hi Dhanesh, good evening. And so sorry guys for yesterday's tech disruption during the master class. ठीक है, होपफुली इट विल नॉट रिपीट. एंड वो जो भी क्वेश्चंस थे, जो भी आरसी था, जो आपने प्रैक्टिस, मतलब आप रीड कर रहे थे, आज वो हम लोग डिस्कस कर लेंगे इन द मास्टर क्लास अगेन. बट आज वाईटी पे लेट्स स्टार्ट विथ डिकोडिंग एऑन एसेस. ओके, सो अर्पित, आज क्या खाया आपने स्नैक्स में? व्हाट वाज योर स्नैक फॉर टुडे? yesterday का, I will always remember that comment. There are like certain comments जो मतलब over the years जो students मतलब mention करते थे, जो आज हमेशा याद रहेंगे. So yesterday आपका जो comment था कि आपने क्या snack खाया, जो आपने पानी पूरी को नया नाम दिया है, गोलगप्पे को नया नाम दिया है, epic. I will always remember that. चलो, on that note guys, let's start with today's Aeon essay. So आज का जो Aeon essay है वो is what actors नो नूडल्स. अरे वाह, आई डोंट नो आपके वहां पे बारिश हो रही है या नहीं, पर यहाँ पे फुल एकदम बारिश एंड तूफान वाला जो सीन है वो बन रखा है. एंड विद दैट लाइक रियली हॉट पाइपिंग नूडल्स, दैट्स द बेस्ट. Okay, hi Kanya, welcome to the session. I've shared some links with you and some documents with you. एक बार जरूर go through करना. As in when I like come up with new material, I will keep sharing with you. But आपके कोई भी doubts है, आप जरूर मेरे को मेंशन करते रहना. ओके, अच्छा, वाह कुणाल, वेयर मेरी लस्सी कहाँ है? आप लाइन नेक्स्ट टाइम से गाइस, आई वांट आप ग्रुप पे ना एकदम अपने स्नैक के पिक्चर्स डाला करो, बिकॉज ऑल ऑफ यू हैव सम रियली गुड स्नैक्स. ओके, come on, let's get started. So today's article is what actors know, okay, and this was a 4,000 word article. Arpit, this is not new. I'm hearing this from everyone. I know the weather, suddenly मतलब weather ने suddenly shift मारा है एकदम. And आप क्या, Amit Surana sir and Ashish sir and all of, or some of my students also, मतलब सबकी तबीयत आजकल थोड़ी सी खराब चल रही है, but कोई नहीं, that's, you'll get better soon, okay. I'm from Bangalore, Kunal. Where are you from? No problem, Kanya, and I'm really sorry I sent it a little late and पूरा नहीं भेज पाई because I was between classes, but I wanted to send you something to begin with at least, and definitely will help you out further. Okay, so come on guys, let's get started. What actors know. So this was a 4,000 word RC passage जो मैंने ऐसे था, जिसको मैंने almost 600-700 words में condense किया है, ताकि हम मेन आइडियाज ग्रास्प कर सके. और गाइस, इसमें जो सेंटेंस स्ट्रक्चर्स है ना, वो बहुत अच्छे फ्रेम्ड है. इससे आपका वोकैबुलरी, रीडिंग स्किल्स बहुत अच्छा होगा. सो इट्स अ गुड आर्टिकल. हेलो रंजना, गुड इवनिंग, हाउ आर यू डूइंग? Come on, let's get started, guys. So what actors know? Arey, very good, Kunal. I recently had the privilege of visiting and बहुत मजा आया, especially the local food, amazing. Okay. Acha, you're watching from home. Great, Arpit. Okay, guys, come on, let's get started. Okay? It's a paradox that our age, or it's a paradox of our age that we have never been more connected, nor even more alone. Okay, now guys, what is the meaning of paradox? The word paradox essentially means contradiction. ठीक है, paradox का मतलब होता है contradiction. Like for example, अगर आप बोलो कि there is a bumper harvest of crops, मतलब बहुत अच्छी फसल थी, there's a bumper harvest of crops, yet farmers are committing suicide. That's a paradox, right? It is, मतलब there's something so positive, but there's something so negative, right? Its effect was something so negative. So even here, अगर आप देखोगे, there's a contradiction. What is a contradiction? We have never been more connected. Unparalleled. Unparalleled means never seen before, never happened before, never experienced before. We have unparalleled interaction. We are communicating instantly with people, and we all can relate to this, right? Because of social media, because of internet, we are constantly connecting with people, and we are constantly communicating with people, and we have intimate or very close personal insight into other people's lives. Like we know what they are eating, what time they are waking up, where are they, what are they doing, with whom are they visiting a particular, let's say, sightseeing, कहाँ जा रहे हैं, हमको सब आज क्या कपड़े पहने, किसने, everything, मतलब everything nowadays is posted on social media. So are you one of those guys? मतलब आप लोग का टेक क्या है? Are you one of those over posters on social media, constantly making reels and posting and commenting and photos and selfies? Are you one of those? बताओ, अपना personal opinion बताओ. So the author says the paradox here is कि हम लोग इतने connected है, yet, or the contradiction is that we are so disconnected from ourselves, each other and the world. Okay, paradox नहीं, रूढ़िवादी is orthodox, वो orthodox है. Paradox मतलब विरोधाभास. Okay, so that is paradox. So paradox means contradiction, विरोधाभास. So we are so connected, yet we are so lonely, or we are so disconnected. Okay, so we are so disconnected, and we are living through an epidemic of loneliness. Epidemic matlab it is not just एक या दो जन face कर रहे हैं. It's become an epidemic. It's become like a widespread disease sort of a thing. Loneliness and social isolation. Okay. Occasionally, okay. So the author यहाँ पे see, you have to know the function of each paragraph, the organization and structure and the main points. तो इस पैरा से हमको क्या main points मिलते हैं? Paradox, okay, paradox, we are more connected with people, yet loneliness and social isolation. Just 4 or 5 important words कि there's a paradox, we are more deeply connected, yet loneliness है और social isolation है. Now the author takes these two terms forward and he discusses it. Loneliness and social isolation are two different things. Okay. Loneliness is a subjective, self-reported measure of inner experience. Subjective है. Okay, मतलब experience पे based है. Self-reported, मतलब आप खुद ही बता सकते हो कि अरे I'm feeling very lonely. Okay, so self-reported measure of inner experience है. While social isolation is quantifiable, मतलब it is objective. ये quantifiable है, आप इसको measure कर सकते हैं. It's a measure of someone's participation in collective activity. मतलब आप कितना लोगों से मिलते हो, कितने parties attend कर रहे हो, कितने functions attend कर रहे हो, कितना connect कर रहे हो. हाँ, loneliness मतलब अकेलापन. Okay, so there is अकेलापन भी है, loneliness भी है, और सोशल आइसोलेशन भी है. सोशल आइसोलेशन मतलब एक सोसाइटी में रहने के बावजूद भी आप सोसाइटी से कटे हुए हो. यू आर कट ऑफ फ्रॉम द सोसाइटी. एंड द ऑथर सेज कि लोनलीनेस इज सब्जेक्टिव, बट social isolation is quantifiable. Their effects though correlate, their effects are related. Okay, क्वांटिफाइबल मतलब इसको हम मेजर कर सकते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर मैंने आपसे पूछा कि गाइज आप कितना इंस्टाग्राम पे रहते हो, कितना सोशल मीडिया पे रहते हो, कितना एक्टिव हो, कितना सोशली एंगेज करते हो, इट इज मेजरेबल. तो आप बोल सकते हो कि मैम 60% ऑफ द टाइम आई एम विथ पीपल. तो दैट इज बेसिकली इट्स मेजरेबल. कि आप कितना सोशली आइसोलेटेड हो और कितना सोशली मिंगल करते हो, वो आप मेजर कर सकते हो, वो आप क्वांटिफाई कर सकते हो अकॉर्डिंग टू द ऑथर. So they are two different things, but the author says their effects correlate. Loneliness is very dangerous to health, and both are manifestations or signs or symbols of a deeper malaise. There is a deeper malaise. Mal matlab bad. There's a deeper disease. There's a deeper problem. Disconnectedness. So यहाँ पे social isolation and loneliness explain किया था author ने. Now the author is saying that both of them are symptoms of something deeper. There's a deeper problem. What is the deeper problem? Disconnectedness. And the author is saying that disconnectedness is growing. Disconnected is the connected का opposite है disconnected. मतलब आप कटे हुए हो लोगों से. And this he says has a dangerous impact on health. And he quotes a Harvard study. You can just skim. ठीक है, ये किसने दिया, कब दिया, कहाँ दिया, वो आप स्किम करो, कहाँ का प्रोफेसर है, ऑल ऑफ दैट यू स्किम करो, वो इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है. इंपॉर्टेंट ये है कि आउटकम क्या है. 50% of Americans report being lonely. We have good evidence that loneliness has been increasing in the country for the last couple of decades in at least moderate amounts of substantial number of people. Main इस पूरे पैराग्राफ का मेन यही है कि loneliness is increasing. That's all. And they've given a study to show that. One more study. Eye-catching statistic. Eye-catching. मतलब, you know, it's so कितना मतलब impactful है कि immediately वो देखते ही लोगों की मतलब नजर पड़ जाती है वहाँ पे, and it you know, they will look at it, they will see it, and they would want to read it कि okay, this is what is happening. Lacking social connection is as dangerous as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. The report listed specific health areas affected by disconnected cardiovascular hypertension. अब एग्जाम में आपको एक वर्ड यहाँ पे डिटेल में नहीं पढ़ना है क्योंकि आपको वैसे भी everything you will not remember it. So just know that this para talks about the danger to health because of disconnectedness. Okay, it talks about the danger to health, right? Loneliness मतलब अकेलापन. मतलब it's not necessary that you're single. It up, you know, you can be surrounded by people and you can still feel lonely. I don't know, at all stages of our life, I'm sure all of us might have felt lonely. Like you might feel that, you know, you can't really talk to someone, people are not understanding you, or you know, you might be, okay, you might be surrounded by people and yet you might feel very akela. Okay, so it's more like akelapan. Acha, very good, Kunal. So guys, this first, you know, this first slide is very simple. It basically talks about a paradox: socially connected yet disconnected, loneliness, social isolation, disconnectedness increasing, danger to health. That's all. 4 or 5 words में, yeah, correct. Loneliness is dangerous. Whole para में अभी तक यही repeat किया गया है. So you don't have to read every single word in detail. You can just skim. Like ये पूरा part almost हमने skim ही किया है. इससे सिर्फ 2-3 words ही important थे. So that's what you have to do, and you have to keep making notes in the side. Annotations are very important. Now, technology appears to help us tackle this affliction. Affliction basically means a suffering or a problem. Tackle करना मतलब इसको deal करना. So, technology helps us to tackle this affliction. For many, it was an essential lifeline during the isolation of COVID-19. And I'm sure all of us have, you know, ये online platform of teaching itself अगर आप देखो, इसका main force क्या था? COVID-19 ही तो था. I remember, you know, when I came from offline teaching to online teaching, it was during COVID-19. So during COVID-19, technology helped a lot of us. Yet, see, the author keeps introducing these contradictions. Okay, you have to focus on these contradictory words, right? So the author keeps introducing these contradictions. Not only it is failing to reverse the trend towards disconnectedness, right? मतलब, you know, because of social media, disconnectedness कम होना चाहिए. It should reverse disconnectedness, but it's not doing that. It may be worsening it. The author says technology is worsening disconnectedness. This might in part be explained by the way a primary mode of online interaction, social media, presents edited, airbrushed representations. मतलब कई लोग, हम लोग सबने अपने फोटोज एडिट करके डाले हैं, राइट? सब कलर वलर कॉन्ट्रास्ट और सब कुछ एनहांस करके. सो दैट इज एयर ब्रशिंग. ओके, मैनिपुलेटिंग फोटोग्राफ्स, एडिटिंग इट और अच्छा दिखना. which provokes unfavorable comparison with our own messy and unedited experience. I'm sure all of you would have seen, अरे मेरी friend देखो वो पूरा world travel कर रही है और मैं यहाँ बैठी हूँ दिन भर. You know, you get that sense, but we don't understand that their lives also not perfect. वो सब भी edited है, वो सब भी airbrushed है, but we keep comparing and then we feel that our life is so messy, our life is so, you know, मतलब इतना खराब चल रहा है हमारा world, and then we start feeling disconnected, we start feeling lonely. The hours we spend satisfying our addiction to the instant gratification. Instant gratification मतलब instant आपको एक अच्छा feeling मिलता है, क्योंकि एक like मिल गया आपको फोटो को, happy हो गए आप, एक comment मिल गया, happy हो गए, अरे क्या मस्त लग रहे हो, happy हो गए. So that's the world of instant, automatic gratification. You get automatic results. You know, automatically आपको, you know, pleasure मिलता है. Online communication is time we might in earlier generations have spent in real world interaction. So basically this para talks about how technology is worsening disconnectedness and our addiction to it. You know, instead of spending so much time on social media, we could have spent in real life interaction. Again, the paradox points to something deeper. मतलब और भी हमको इससे सीखने को मिलेगा. Connecting via digital devices lacks qualities essential to mental and physical health. You know, we don't have that touch, that feel and all of that. Despite or perhaps because of our growing reliance on external technology to facilitate connection, we are losing human technology of connectedness, the human way of connection that has enabled us to evolve across millennia. मतलब जो millennium सालों सालों हजारों लाखों सालों से चला आ रहा है वो हम खो रहे हैं. How can we better connect with one another without relying upon digital technology? So that's a question the author poses. Okay. So yes, so there's a question that the author poses, and now the author starts answering it. We possess proven ways. Why proven? Because we have seen it over millennia, right? जो हम लोग सालों से करते आ रहे हैं वो, there are proven ways to establish and sustain or maintain vibrant connection. Ancient and intrinsically human, naturally human, human technology, human connectedness, and they are very available to all of us. They are found in the lineage of a technique that today we call acting. Okay, so the author says कि हमारी जो धरोहर है, जो lineage है, what we have had from millenniums, you know, from centuries and centuries, वो हमारे पास है. So the author now says, now he's coming to the solution part. Let's look at something called as acting. Acting से सीखो. अब acting से क्या सीखो? An actor's first and most important job is to connect. Without connection, there is no communication. The connections an actor makes are multi-directional and dynamic. She connects inwards to her, मतलब खुद से connect करते हैं, खुद के emotions से, खुद के body से, खुद के senses से. Now these words you can just skim. ठीक है, ये एकदम ध्यान से आपको एकदम एक एक word नहीं पढ़ना है. You just have to skim this. So you connect with your inner self and you connect outwards with people also, with your audience. So actor, connection, inward, outward, multi-directional. So actor, connection, inward, outward. बस 3-4 words. See guys, this reviewing and this summarizing is very important. Okay, no Ranjana. So in the, मतलब यहाँ पे YouTube पे I will explain this article, और जो हमारी स्पेशल क्लास होगी इसके बाद, जो हमारी मास्टर क्लास होगी, जो फ्री क्लास होती है, उसमें we will take up RC passages and questions. Okay, तो उसके लिए आपको मास्टर क्लास ज्वाइन करना पड़ेगा. अरे कुणाल बोरिंग है इसीलिए क्लास स्टार्ट नहीं करना, बट ओके, आपको क्लास देखना है सीखने के लिए. अच्छा ओके, आप ऐसे ध्यान से बाद में देखोगे. ओके, फिर there was like a lot of information. Then I moved to the last para. Could we recommit unconditionally to revitalizing our interconnected humanity? I'm not suggesting a romantic return. Guys, ये word पे ध्यान दो. Okay, this is repeated a lot of times. And students सोचते हैं कि romantic is always linked to love and all of that. No. Romantic का मतलब, especially यहाँ पे अगर आप देखोगे, इस context में देखोगे, the word romantic basically means impractical. मतलब जो एकदम idealistic लगे but impractical है. Okay, it's the opposite of pragmatic. Pragmatic मतलब practical. Okay, so the author says, should we return to a past? No, he's suggesting we should move forward. Okay, and he's basically again stressing on connections, interconnect करो. Guys, same words repeated है. तो थोड़ा सा अगर इस पैसेज में आप देखोगे repetition बहुत ज़्यादा है, you know, there's too much repetition, so you have to skim those lines. You don't have to focus on every single word, because our goal is कि 4 minutes में in the exam we should be able to read an RC passage. Again, I picked this word up because of its importance. Utopian. Utopia means सब कुछ अच्छा लग रहा है, सब कुछ perfect है, romantic है, idealistic है, practical नहीं है. The author says, okay, आपको लग रहा है कि maybe it's not realistically possible. Utopian, perhaps. Maybe we need some fresh utopian stories to live by if we are to counteract. Counteract मतलब अगर हम उसको counter करना है, उसके against जाना है, if we have to defeat isolation, loneliness, dystopia. Dystopia मतलब nothing is going well in our world. Imperfect world. It's the opposite of utopia. Utopia actually ये word एक book में use किया गया था पहले, but after that it's been like milked a lot. मतलब बहुत बार use किया गया है ये word. Utopia means a perfect world. Dystopia means imperfect world. So the author says एक dystopia create हो गया है because of technology, because of social media that's engulfing us all. हमको पूरा surround कर चुका है. If we have to counteract it, we must get back to that interconnection. Acting से थोड़ा सा हमको सीखने को मिलेगा. Okay, but guys, देखो पैराग्राफ काफी लंबा लग सकता है, but it's very important कि आप जब भी एक आर्टिकल रीड करते हो, quixotic, very good Kanya, exactly. So when you read an article, you need to focus on the vocabulary, you need to focus on how to cut down repetition, how to skim and scan, just get the main idea, get the main point. अगर हम देखेंगे पूरे पैराग्राफ में सिर्फ 10 वर्ड्स ही इंपॉर्टेंट होंगे. What are those 10 words? Paradox. ओके, वी आर वेरी, मतलब हम लोग बहुत ही कनेक्टेड है अभी सोशल मीडिया से, टेक्नोलॉजी से, बट वी आर स्टिल आइसोलेटेड, वी आर स्टिल लोनली, देयर इज स्टिल डिस्कनेक्टेडनेस. दैट डिस्कनेक्टेडनेस इज वेरी डेंजरस टू आवर हेल्थ. ओके, सोशल मीडिया और टेक्नोलॉजी इज एक्चुअली वर्सनिंग द डिस्कनेक्शन. It is bad for our mental and physical health. How do we get back? Rely on human technology, rely on the centuries old, millennia old methods. Okay, rely on acting, usse seekho, connect inwards, connect outwards, right? And this might look like a very idealistic suggestion, this might look like a very unrealistic suggestion, but the author says ye ek hi tarika hai to defeat the dystopia that we are all in today. Okay, got it guys? Clear with this? Yes? All of you understood the article? Okay, great. Now what you have to do is quickly join the master class. ठीक है, 5:30 को master class शुरू होगी, and in that we are going to solve RC questions. Okay, so I want all of you to join the master class guys. And a very important update, कल Aeon decoding की हमारी last class है. उसके बाद Friday से I'm starting with a new series which I want all of you to attend for CAT and OMETS, which is complete grammar. Yes, full grammar we will cover in 2 weeks. Engulf manna, surround karna. Okay, we will cover in 2 weeks. So that's starting Friday and I want all of you to be a part of it. Guys, batches ko enroll karo jaldi se, and we are soon launching a batch called MBA Prime, which is for CAT 2026 subscribers. So call the number if you have any doubts. Don't forget to apply the code COREMBA. Guys, masterclass ka link description box mein hai. Mark your attendance for VARC masterclass. Jaldi se click karo. Come to the masterclass, and today we'll solve questions. Okay? Take care everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye. Take care. Unknown code.